What's good, guys? Welcome back to All About Arsenal, and today the news we have been anticipating, that Victor Gyökeres' move to Arsenal is imminent. I literally came, I was at church yesterday, had a great church service and whatnot, in my best Sunday attire, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna go and jam in a car for a bit and check about football news. So I always type in Google Arsenal transfer news, and what do I see? Fabrizio Romano, the guy that speaks so fast that sometimes I think he's beatboxing, now had finally said that the movement to Arsenal for Victor Gyökeres is in advanced talks. And you can imagine how I feel. Coming from church, the weather was still decent. I was like, man, my prayers have been answered, yo. But I wasn't praying about that in church. I don't think I was. No, I was not. If you'd like to know, DM me and I'll tell you what I was actually praying about. But yeah, as you can see, my cheeks are hurting already because, and I'm so happy it's Victor Gyökeres and not Benjamin Sesko. I've said time after time, Sesko is a work in progress. He's 22, and I think for what Arsenal need right now, we need a player that's going to hit the ground running, and that is Victor Gyökeres. He's quick, he's aggressive, he presses high, he scores penalties, he's not afraid to shoot. This guy will shoot for some crazy places. He's not one of those players that, he's got to get himself into the best position. He will take a shot from anywhere. And the thing what I love so much, with his record of 98 goals in 106 games, something crazy across 2 seasons, he's coming in with a next level of confidence. He's coming to make a point, to make a statement. I'm about to get into it. There's one particular tweet I want to focus on, and this for me sums up why Arsenal fans should be so interested and excited about Victor Gyökeres. There was a particular striker we were looking at, and I will call him the one with no name. And you can see him on my screen right now. This guy kind of made me feel ashamed to be an Arsenal fan at one point, because it's not how he didn't want to come to Arsenal, but it's the way he proper snubbed us. But this player we're about to get, oh my goody gosh. But like I said, there's a tweet I want to focus on. I want to get into it. So this is by, I think he's trying to call himself Santi, but it's SXNTI. And is at peak SXNTI. And I really love what he says about Gyökeres. And Arsenal fans should really take this into perspective when judging about Victor Gyökeres. So let's get into it. It says, he went on an indefinite strike, and we know that. This guy said, listen, Sporting, I'm not coming back to you, man. I want to go to Arsenal. He was on a strike, basically saying, I'm not going to come to preseason training. Forget about it, because I want to leave you. That is a strong sign. Before, some Arsenal fans were saying, oh my gosh, it's probably a bad indication because he's probably not a disciplined player. This is a player that knows what he wants and says, I want to leave this club. He's given them 2 of their best seasons as a centre forward I think Sporting are ever going to see. His record was phenomenal. Like I said, 98 goals in about 105, 106 games. I believe I'm roughly correct. But he said, I want to go. He went on strike and he made it public because there was a gentleman's agreement, and he felt it wasn't honored by the previous director that was there. It wasn't Varandas at the time. Next point, dumped his Portuguese girlfriend. Remember, I made a video about this. And I said, you know what? His girlfriend, reports were coming out from Portugal that his girlfriend was basically saying, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to do everything in my feminine power to make sure that he stays at Sporting. She doesn't really talk like that, but I'm adding it for levity. So basically what she was saying, that she's going to do everything in her power to make him stay at Sporting. I don't even know who she was. Didn't hear about her. I don't even know whether she's popular actress in Portugal. I don't even know whether she was A, B, C list. I've never heard of her. But he said, you know what? Cut you. I don't need you. I'm looking forward towards my destiny. And this should be a lesson to a lot of people. And I even said in that video that, you know what? How much influence that she has. She's not a wife. She's a girlfriend. And he's cut aside. And I think it's like this. And some people should take a page out of his book. When you are tunnel vision, you're destined to make something of yourself. Anybody that's going to be a hindrance and a distraction, you cut them out. Because he's probably saying to himself, 5-year deal at Arsenal, I will come to England. I'm a Swedish guy, man. I got the blonde hair, the blue eyes, man. I can make it happen there. I guarantee you within 2 months, she's replaced. Oh my gosh. He kicked her to the curb. And some people might be saying that's ruthless. No, when you've got a vision, when you've got an ideal in your heart that you're chasing, do not let anybody distract you. You continue going. Go for it, Gyökeres. Get in there, my son. All right. Right, next one. Contributed 2 million to his own transfer fee. Listen, right. I don't know. Please tell me in the comments how many other players that you know that have actually done that. That is wild. To give up 2 million. Listen, 2 million for me is life-changing. And for many of you watching, that is also life-changing. Man gave up 2 million of his money, salary, to say, listen, I'm doing everything I can to push to Arsenal. And this is why I'm saying, Arsenal fans, put some respect on this guy's name, because he's made huge sacrifices to move to North London. He's made huge sacrifices to come to Arsenal. Man's given up 2 million. How many of you watching would give up anything? 2 million of his own money. He's that desperate to come to Arsenal. Why? He's just turned 27 and he knows this is the last opportunity of his life, his footballing career, to really make a statement. He's come, I believe he was at Brighton, he was at Coventry, he had a couple of spells at some other English teams. He's come to Sport and absolutely ripped it, has put himself on the stage as one of the hottest strikers in Europe. So he knows at 27, a 5-year contract, that is me. I'm going to smash it at Arsenal. This guy, and this is what I'm trying to say is that, like the one I said, the one who will not be named, this guy, he's doing everything he can. Arsenal fans, make sure you have your song ready for Gyökeres, because this guy has put a lot on the line. Tell me any other player that's come to Arsenal that has sacrificed as much as he has had to make this move. So show some respect to this dude, Arsenal fans, please. I beg ya. Right, next one, rejected Manchester United. I'm not surprised, and I say this again. Spurs did us a favour, right? Spurs did us a favour by beating Manchester United. It pains me to say, it is gut-wrenching, it's heart-ripping to say that Spurs helped us, but they did. I do feel if Manchester United had Champions League football, it may have potentially had an impact on Gyökeres because Amorim is there. He's playing in a system that he likes, a system that he's used to. However, we have to realize that obviously I'm not the best technical expert. 3-4-3 is different from 4-3-3, but you still have 3 players up front. You still got 3, he's got wingers on either side of him, if you see what I'm saying. So it's not going to be that too much of a big difference. You've got 3 in the midfield rather than 4. I know there's going to be some big nuances, I understand, but the structure is not like he's coming into a 4-4-2 where he's got to play with another striker, which he's probably not used to doing. Do you understand? But for him to say no to Manchester United is big, because it wasn't just Manchester United he's saying no to, he's saying no to Amorim, somebody he knows very, very, very well. So for him to say, I'm not going to you, and he rejected a host of other clubs, especially from Saudi, and these guys, the Arab money, the oil money was enticing, but he said no. And I mean, for this guy to say Arsenal is all I want, this guy is going to smash it when he comes. He's going to smash it. He's going to play his heart out because he knows how much he sacrificed to push to North London. And lastly, you have it there, he only wants to play for Arsenal. So for Arsenal, it says, David to Gyökeres, whatever happens, when you get here, you have a die hard, and it says die hard, but I believe that's supposed to be hard, a die hard fan in me forever. And you know what? I completely agree with this statement as well. And I think Arsenal fans are really going to appreciate this guy. And this is why I chose to focus on this particular tweet, because it sums it up. 2 million of your own money. Some people have been saying they're a little bit worried because, it's coming from the Portuguese league, whatnot. It's not like it's the English league. I get it. The Portuguese league is probably not as powerful, as potent, as quick, as strong, as fluid as the Premier League and Italian league and other topper teams. Is outside of the 5 top leagues. But guess what I did? I said, you know what? What can we use as a barometer? Is that the word? Barometer. Or some type of benchmark, for lack of a better word. So I said, you know what? Let me go to his stats, his Champions League stats. We already know what he's done. Victor Gyökeres, come on, my guy. Tall guy, he's about 6'2.5". Oh my God. Just come, man. Just come already, man. Right, so I didn't know that. So he's got Swedish citizenship and Hungarian. Was he born there? I'm not really worried about that. All I want to know is what he can do. So he's born June the 4th, so he's just turned 27. Right, and if we go, we can see something interesting. So when I go to Champions League, his Champions League record, I like it. His Champions League record, check this. He's had 7 goal contributions in 8 games. Out of those 7 contributions, 6 were goals. So he's contributing in almost every match. And the reason why I'm honing in on the Champions League stats, because Champions League, we know he's playing against the other elite teams of Europe. So it's not just, oh my gosh, it's just a few teams in the Portuguese league. He's playing against the Man Cities, the ACs, the PSGs, the Madrids. He's playing against other elite teams in Europe. And if he can come out with 6 goals and 1 assist in 8 appearances in the Champions League, that gives me more comfort knowing that he's able to hold his own against higher ranking teams or rated teams in Europe. That's all for me today. Only thing I'm waiting to hear from Fabrizio Romano is to hear the here we go. He said it's imminent. It's going to happen within the next few hours. That was yesterday. I woke up this morning after saying, thank you God for another day. I had to cheekily check my phone. I was like, is he here now? Is he here now? But it's definitely going to happen this week, only because Arsenal's pre-season, I believe, is taking place this week. They're starting up again. So let's make it happen. Arsenal fans, do not worry. Things are moving. The next thing for me is Eze and Rodrigo. But let me know what you think in the comments. Are you excited about Gyökeres, or do you think we should have still gone for Sesko? And I'll be back for another video. And until then, peace.